Just keep repeating, no pants, until someone catches on. No pants. Guys,
no pants.
what's cracking, everybody, and welcome to episode 278 of the Good Kraken podcast. I'm one of your hosts tonight, Ernell Pearson, alongside a man with no pants, Garrick Bartholomew Eaton. What's happening, Garrick?
No pants.
No pants, baby. Let's go, dog. It is very hot over there in Utah, too, yeah?
Yeah, dude, it's we hit 100 this week. It's cooking here right now. And yeah, my house is unfortunately 3 stories tall, just because of not because it's big or fancy, just because of the way it was designed. And my office is on the 3rd floor of the home, and it is incredibly fucking hot up here because insulation problem.
Yeah, I feel that. It gets real. Well, not even just that, but like upstairs are already just kind of naturally hot as they are. My office is upstairs, and I told my boo, like, we just got a portable air conditioner, and I was like, just put it in the bedroom, because like even with it in here, I have to like turn it off, otherwise like you can hear the fan, right? And even now with my current fan, you can kind of hear this fan too. Yeah,
I got one down here too.
But with the air conditioner, it was like real loud. It was like real loud, and it fucking sucks because it was advertised as quiet, right? So I'm pissed about that already as it is. But you know,
bastards.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Cardboard King in chat. Love getting literally a Mission Impossible trailer for the pre-show ad.
Hell
That's us, baby. We finally made it. We finally made it. Mom, you know what I'm saying? We also have a man with no pants. It is our wonderful, very own Twitch.tv's kinda DJ No Pants.
I got no pants on.
No pants. Let's go.
I'm wearing shorts.
DJ,
actually.
how are you doing, good sir?
Man, you know.
Man.
You know.
You ever just
That's it. It's one of those days,
DJ.
man. I've been losing. I lost track of time. I almost missed this incredible review we're about to do today.
Yes.
Because like in my mind, I was still in yesterday, so I was like, oh, I don't have anything to do tonight, and then, you know, my brain started working again. I'm like, wait, I do have something to do tonight. And so yeah.
Brain just starts reactivating, yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. My brain was off for the majority of today because it's too much. Too much.
So my boo pulled out the soda stream for us.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. I was like, that's a very interesting like shape
looking
for a bottle.
And I'm with it, honestly. I'm with it. Soda streams are pretty dope. It just turns your water into
Okay,
soda.
so do they taste like comparable to like the actual sodas like advertised?
Well, so what I do is I just do water, and then you blast it with that CO2 shit that the soda stream is for, and then I add like Mio. And
you're just making your own sparkling water, essentially.
Yeah, effectively. It does hit a little bit closer to like the $1 bottle, like the thin, skinny, long dick looking boy.
Oh yeah,
bottles,
yeah,
you know
the ices or whatever.
Yeah. It's more more familiar to that than it would be actually just a full on can of soda, right? But I actually like those, so that's not a problem for me.
It works out.
But also I consume a lot of soda as it is, and if this gets me to stop that shit, then great.
DC's all around.
Speaking of soda, I saw on TikTok there's a new combination you could try at your local Taco Bell if you ever go in there.
Oh God, okay.
Okay, so you get a cup, right? You get a large cup or something, fill it with ice.
You're shitting it.
Fill it with ice. 3/4 of Baja Blast. Okay.
Yes.
A quarter of strawberry lemonade, and then you put a splash of Starry in it, and apparently it's good. Apparently they're really nice.
I don't know about that one, Chief. I don't know about that one.
I mean, it did.
Dude, I don't really fuck with Baja Blast though. I'll be honest.
Okay, hold
just
the
Mountain
fuck
Dew.
on.
Just Mountain Dew in general.
You know what I mean?
just like all Mountain Dew. Actually,
I dislike.
I said it.
I hate Mountain Dew, but Baja Blast works for me.
Dude, it doesn't
enjoy the
taste
Baja.
like anything.
How dare you,
I just...
Derek? You know what I mean? How dare you?
Maybe your Baja Blast is too watered down. Maybe you have too much ice.
You're easily the biggest Taco Bell fan here, and the least biggest fan of Baja Blast. How dare you?
Maybe it'll make you like Baja Blast. Maybe the strawberry lemonade mixed with a little bit of Starry will make you like it. Maybe elevate some of the combination. Baja Blast. Yeah.
You know what though? The Baja Blast isn't even
Baja
like
Freeze actually.
Isn't even
Baja Freeze is dope. Baja Freeze is really good.
I'm not even gonna go there. So
hey, don't you fucking judge me.
I don't even fucking go there.
Please.
This guy said that Baja Blast doesn't even really taste like anything, but got the Baja Blast Freeze. This motherfucker. I got it because I love the flavor.
Taste better frozen, dude. Some things taste better frozen.
So the Baja Blast isn't even like my favorite drink at Taco Bell anymore because he started doing this like purple dragon fruit tea thing.
Yeah, that's
what
I was gonna say.
Is unreal. However, like 2 of the 3 Taco Bells that I have like accessible to me in my area are consistently always out of the syrup for it.
I'm going to Taco Bell after this. It's written.
It is. It's written in the stars.
I was already deciding what I wanted for dinner, and now it's just Taco Bell.
You know what I'm saying?
No Canes today. No Canes tonight.
No Canes.
No. We'll probably get. It's my turn to pick. So Storm and I have like this rotating like dinner date thing we do on Sundays, and we take turns. We take turns picking. It's my turn to pick dinner, so I will probably pick Canes.
Oh, you probably will.
The only thing, I can't give confirmation because Cup Pop opened up a couple weeks ago, but the drive-thru wasn't open. But now the drive-thru's open, and that kind of changes the game a little bit because that's across the street.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cup Pop drive-thru, right across the street.
Yeah,
pretty accessible.
I gotta weigh my options.
Accessible.
Yeah, pretty accessible. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty comparable.
What's also accessible is a wonderful review from us because today we're talking all sorts of stuff about the lovely Mission Impossible movie. Oh boy, I'm so excited to do it. But before I do it, this is the Good Kraken Podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you want to hear. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 12 p.m. If you're on this wave, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics to the show. You can get exclusive post-show content, and soon you can also have early access to episodes before they go live on podcasts and video services across the digital sea. But if you've emptied your pockets for the latest and greatest in entertainment, that is totally fine. You can watch us record this show live right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show.
On Twitch.
If you have Amazon Prime, you also have Twitch Prime, DJ
Prime Gaming.
And we would love for you to give that to us to help keep us pushing content out for all of you guys that are listening or watching at home. We need all to support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken and leaving a review there.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah. Yeah, actually.
Yeah, do that shit too. Do that shit
According
too.
to our analytics.
Insert a little lower third right down here, you know what I'm saying?
Sponsored by Raid Shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the pop up with the click.
Yep, exactly. We have
that exact little sound too.
Some captain's orders, gentlemen, guys. So as you can tell, some of us are taking some time off this month. We are rotating a vacation schedule for all of us. We were without Logetic for a week. We are without an It Xander this week, and then next week we are without La DJ.
I'll find some way to get on.
He's gonna
I'll find a way to be
I'm
here.
a workaholic, man. Come on.
He's gonna sneak his ass on. That's what it is. I love that for you. But speaking of which, our schedule this week is a little bit wonky. Obviously, if you're watching live, it is a Thursday, and we are not doing Shipwreck Show. That is because we are not doing one this week because we need to get the jump on tonight's movie. review as much as we possibly could. So tonight we're doing that instead, and we will be back to our regularly scheduled Shipwreck next week. That'll be rolling out live on next Friday. For all of you podcast listeners rather than the live listeners. But with that said, our latest episode of the Good Kraken podcast is live now on YouTube and your podcast service of choice. We got to talk about whether or not we enjoy seasonal content in video games or if we enjoy more DLC expansion stuff. And it was a very good conversation.
We all hate video games. All of them.
Yeah, actually, it's a lot of just hating video games a whole lot. We also had an entire conversation about the FTC court case with Microsoft, and apparently that conversation was pointless because the FTC definitely went back around as of, I think it was yesterday, and said, hey, we're not done. So
we still got more in the tank, buddy.
You won the battle, but you're not gonna win the war. And they just they appealed it. They appealed the decision. So now we're gonna watch this fucking shit show just continue on. There's a fucking carnival on cart just rolling down the street on fire. That's
many corporate battles in 2023 so far. You know what I mean?
It's interesting. It's almost as if capitalism knows
it's failing.
Yeah.
It's failing.
It's failing. Exactly. What's not failing, though, is us. DJ, tell the people at home what we're doing next.
I never really get this far. This is usually happen.
What are we doing? What are we doing next? Actually,
I was thinking about it right now, and I was thinking about how people don't really protect their neck anymore. Because. And I think it's really important. I'm really passionate about this right now. Why are you laughing? It's not funny. Not even remotely hilarious.
Those two Asian kids on TikTok who's like, I found out the other day that if you use sink water and you drink it too actively, you can actually get cancer. And his friend's like, what? No way. He's like, yeah. So come to find out. And it goes through like a super deep depth explanation. That's DJ right now. And come to find out, if you don't protect your neck, you're going to the gallows. I stole your segue. Fuck you, DJ.
Fuck you. I was getting there.
For the gallows today, we are talking Mission Impossible 7. Dead Reckoning Part 1. Jesus Christ, am I happy to fucking talk about this one with you guys. Look, quick little synopsis for y'all. Ethan Hunt and the IMF team. Impossible Mission.
No. I almost busted out laughing when that happened.
Dude, it's so funny. We'll get into it deeper, but they purposely make that cheesy. They in the third movie, they acknowledge the fact that it's a fucking terrible name. The IMF team must track down a terrifying new weapon that threatens all of humanity if it falls into the wrong hands. With control of the future and the fate of the world at stake, a deadly race around the globe begins. Confronted by a mysterious, all-powerful enemy, Ethan is forced to consider that nothing can matter more than the mission, not even the lives of those he cares about most. Baby
Big.
Boy, released July 12th and directed by Christopher McQuarrie, who's also done a majority of all the other Mission Impossible movies. Budget of $290 million with a box office run so far of $15.5 million. A runtime of... Actually, I don't think I got the right runtime. That's not right.
2 hours, 43 minutes.
Thank you, Garrick Bartholomew, and I appreciate that. Let's talk the Bechdel test. The Bechdel test is a measure of representation of women in film and other fiction. The test asks whether a work features at least two women who talk to each other about something other than a man for more than 1 minute of screen time.
It only features two women.
It only features two women, and they hardly react. Actually, it has three, but the third is like...
thinking about this. I was thinking about this
while watching
the whole movie.
Yep.
I was like, I'm waiting. I was waiting. Like, maybe it will happen. And I'm like, man, why does everyone love Tom? Everybody loves
I'm so
Ethan
aware
Hunt,
of the
man.
Bechdel test thing when I watch movies now. And I was just like, these fucking guys didn't talk. Like, these women didn't interact at all. What the fuck?
Not a fucking smidgen, man. Like,
why is everyone on Tom Cruise's crotch, dude? Everyone's on him.
Well, so there's a part where like the guy is like warning someone about him, and he's like, it's gonna be you too, and I'm like, it really is. There's like five different people that have come across.
Like, didn't he have a wife? I was like, what's
he had a wife. On? He had a wife, and then he had another wife that is no longer with them.
Because like, I don't remember the first three, right? I remember 3 and 4, right? You know, and we're on 7, so like, or in 5, and we're on 7, and I'm like, wait, where did he get this?
Yep.
Who's that? Who's that?
Oh boy, it is.
Wasn't that her?
So lovely.
And then there's someone new, and I'm like,
Yep. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Good for you.
We got Peggy Carter, dude. I'm
we'll get there.
Think about.
We'll get there. Guys, some fun facts for all of y'all. Firstly, an expensive endeavor. The frequent delays caused by COVID-19 ballooned the budget to $290 million, making it the most expensive Mission Impossible film and the most expensive film of Tom Cruise's career.
Feels like it.
Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, it does feel like it. Actually, yeah. 100%. There's some shit that they do in this that's like, oof.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, that's where all the money went.
I mean, 180,000 of it went to a train. The Tom Cruise cruise. While filming in Italy, 12 people on the set tested positive for COVID-19. As a result, when filming resumed in the UK, Tom Cruise personally paid 500,000 euros for an old cruise ship for the cast and crew to isolate on. Tom Cruise got a cruise ship. Man. How fucking great is that?
This guy is passionate about making films. There's no way, like, it was anyone else.
If I was the guy selling this cruise ship to Tom Cruise, I would have been snickering the entire time. Like Tom,
or at least smirking, dude. At least like giving him a wink every now and then
to make this happen.
Oh, yeah, I'm here for the dad jokes.
All aboard the Tom Cruise cruise.
The mission never ends, gentlemen. Tom Cruise and Ving Rhames are the only actors to appear in all 7 films in the series. However, Simon Pegg has been in every film since the 3rd movie, and Rebecca Ferguson has been in every film since the 5th. So we do have some returning cast here, the core characters, you know what I mean, including technically an antagonist in this movie, but we'll get to that later. Life, if you choose to accept it. As of this movie, Tom Cruise is now older than Jon Voight when he was in the first Mission Impossible movie in 1996. Voight was 57 at the time, whereas Cruise was 57 when this film initially started, 59 when it finally wrapped, and it will be 61 when it's released. Tom Cruise is 61 years old.
That's Scientology, like the blood sharing, man. That's how he looks.
The fucking the blood of Lord Xenu just rushing through his veins. You know what I mean? Just coursing through that fucking body.
He's still doing his own stunts.
He still does his own stunts, man, and they actually look good. You know what I'm saying? With boys, the perfect segue. Let's get into it. Garrick Bartholomew Eaton, your top level thoughts of Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Okay. All right.
So, all right. Okay.
I am going to preface this entire review from my perspective by starting off by saying this is my first ever Mission Impossible movie.
I have
never seen a Mission Impossible movie. This is gonna be so good. I have never seen a Mission Impossible movie. What the fuck was going on in this film, man? There was a lot. And all of it was like, this is like, I couldn't tell if it was campy or not. Like, like there were some moments that were just so hairline cheese with like the way that they did their, like, dude, some of the humor specifically with like the alphabet soup guys that were like chasing Hunt the whole movie. Like, dude, some of those guys, like, that was some of the most dry ass adult humor, and I laughed at every fucking joke.
Every single one, baby. Yeah. Let's go, dude.
Like, I felt their exasperation. But I don't know. I had a lot of mixed feelings about Mission Impossible. Are you okay? Because he asks that a lot in that movie.
Yeah,
he does.
Like,
he does. Yeah,
a patronizing amount. He asks at a patronizing amount. It was very interesting. So I knew, like, I know Mission Impossible is like it's a super spy espionage like sort of film. And I didn't really know what to expect going into this. I guess I was like, in my head, I was kind of picturing things, I was very much, James Bond is kind of what that was like my biggest thing, because I love James Bond's movies. That's kind of my entry to the spy world. And I just enjoy, like, action films in a general sense. So like, okay, maybe I'll find something for this. And the movie was really tense. Like, really tense. It felt really long and not long at the same time. Oddly, this movie was a very mixed bag, because I did find myself like really enjoying so much of the experience. I thought this was like just ridiculously fun. Watching all of the stunts stressed me out. There was some really intense moments. After about the midway point in the movie, where like the stakes like settled themselves into being like, oh, this shit's for real, and characters like lives are like at stake here, and we're not afraid to kill some folks off, which I imagine held way bigger stakes for people who have like been invested in this franchise for the last 7 movies now.
Absolutely.
Like, and like even I was like fairly invested in like the characters that I did see, and the stories and their connection to Ethan. But like, I think the one thing that just kind of weirded me out the most was the introduction of the new character Grace, and like kind of how she fit into the story. And like, and I don't know, this could just be a very personal perspective on the film, but like there was just like this weird white nighty taste I couldn't get out of my mouth. All film long. Sure. It was bad. No, don't dude. It was bad. Like, I literally was just like, how many times is he going to ask this woman if she's okay? He has not asked this to anybody else in this film. He has not asked anybody else about their well-being except for this woman, because he clearly doesn't think that she can take care of herself.
I mean, she's not an agent. Dude. She's not an agent. You know what I mean? So like, he's.
I get that, but like,
she's
it
cannon
was just
fodder. You know what I mean? Like,
it just really bugged me. Like, and I don't know if that's just because like I felt like the tone of the film was just weird. And that's because maybe I expected it to be a little bit more of a serious film and not what it was.
Sure.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this enough that I will probably end up seeing the second one to see where the story concludes. As far as like what the film was about, when the opening scene rolled and the words like artificial intelligence, I fucking audibly rolled my eyes. Yeah, I was just like, Jesus fucking Christ. I was like, another AI related film this fucking year. I can't fucking handle any more of these. So that part felt real tired to me already. I was just like, I get it. It's scary to people. We're making films about it now. Like, but I felt like it's been a lot lately. And so like the story didn't feel like that. It didn't grab me in the super suspense that I really wanted it to. But the stakes were really impressive despite the story not feeling super original. And so I really like that in spite of itself. But I will probably check out the second one. But this was very much a mixed bag for me. I enjoyed a lot of it, but like some of it I was just like, it tonally felt really weird. All of the choreography scenes lasted like 45 seconds too long, and like there were some weird cinematography choices that I felt artificially stretched the length of the film by like a lot. Specifically, there was every time the IMF group was in the room together, there would just be so many still pans to everybody in the room, and nobody was even saying anything. It was literally just like a quick cut to get a facial reaction, and they did it with like every major sequence. So you're like, it was like padding time onto the film, padding time onto the film, padding time onto the film. And I was just like, I get it. Rebecca Ferguson's not super stoked that the Grace chick is here, but like, I don't need to see a pan to that every 2.5 seconds when another person that's not either of them is talking about what's going on. Like, what the hell was up with that was a very weird cinematography choice that I did not enjoy, and I felt like I was hyper aware of it all film long, and it bugged me. and aside from and I felt that all the actions, the stunt sequences, chef's kiss. But I wish I would have had more stunt sequences and less fight scenes because all the fight scenes sucked.
Oh man. Okay. All right. All right. In this,
that's all I got.
For as far as your AI comment, in the movie's defense, it was supposed to come out 2 years ago. So just to throw that on the table.
Well, it was unfortunate timing for
also,
the film.
Very unfortunate timing.
And also, this movie's audience is like your dad. So, like, you know, like, it scares the shit out of them. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
taking our jobs!
So, like, you know, that's all I have to say.
Speaking of which, though, DJ, let's go to you, my friend. What were your top-level thoughts of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, Part 1?
My top-level thoughts. I will also preface, this isn't my first Mission Impossible film, but it's been such a long time since I've watched one. So, like, you know, I'll talk about some of the things that that caught my eye, and I don't know if it's like a staple in the series because I can't remember, right?
Sure.
And just like Garrick said, there was some cinematography choices during dialogue scenes where it like made me do a double take. Like, what am I watching? Like, it made me like physically react because it's so strange and it felt so like abrupt. Like, especially, I felt this especially during the group officials meeting, like underground, like towards the beginning of the movie. They're all in that white room with the leader of the IMF, basically, talking to the other like American leaders. There were some choices there, some cuts and pans where I was just like, what? Like what? Like what? I had to like readjust my eyes. Like what? Like it felt so strange and weird. But unlike Garrick, I stopped feeling that way like towards like after those scenes. Like everything else, I guess felt smooth. I didn't notice any like too many, I guess, different takes on the cinematography. The action sequences are they're like I was like, we've been spoiled so much with like John Wick and other good action films that these feel so mediocre. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because to be fair, like Mission Impossible feels like fucking like Uncharted. Before we got all these action movies, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like it was like Uncharted. Like you're doing these big things, big stakes. You know, so the action scenes felt better, but in this one, it fell flat for me. Tom Cruise is running, but not as much as he used to.
A lot less this time. A lot less.
Less. And I was like, you know what? I'll give this a thumbs up for that. Tom Cruise only ran 5 kilometers instead of 7. You know what I mean? So
does he run a lot in the other ones?
He runs a lot in these movies.
Mission Impossible is known to Tom Cruise just runs. That's all Mission Impossible. Like
put this in perspective for you in Ghost Protocol. The movie's about 2 hours and 15 minutes. He probably spends 20 minutes of it in a dead sprint.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Just running. Just running. Do you remember when he was running on top of the airport?
Yes.
You know how the style of how he runs and like he's running through the Italians in Venice.
Yes.
It's like majority of Mission Impossible movies. Like imagine extending that like a couple minutes. Like each of those scenes extending that a couple more minutes. And so but less running this film. And I guess maybe Tom Cruise knows, or at least the editing team knows.
Sure.
Stunts look great. Some of these set pieces and these big, like these big stunts, they really are really good, really well pulled off. There's a train sequence. I think it's making its rounds around the internet. Even before the film came out, the train sequence is really cool. You can really feel the movie's high budget, in these scenes, and they're a big spectacle. In terms of story, the AI thing, it didn't bother me too much, but maybe I'm not keeling over from all the AI taking over things yet. Um, I'd say I think they did it well enough. They didn't do it like superbly, but the way they implemented this AI villain uh, was pretty good, especially knowing some of the context of the other films, right? Like uh, for to Garrick, I would say like each film like doubles up on the technology each time. Like there's new tech that they use all the time. Like just like James Bond's films, but like on a new level, right? Like the mask shit, like the realistic mask shit. Like that was in like 3 and 4, and everyone was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" Like that's crazy. Like you could just do that. But I think with this film, I think we've hit a wall in terms of technology, and this AI villain kind of scraps all that just to like make the stakes even higher, I guess, because like they have to go back to analog because they don't want to be tracked, that type of stuff. So I guess AI villain, AI controlling the world villain. I think that's the peak of what we can get with the Mission Impossible series. Because like Tom Cruise as Ethan Hunt has fought like every villain, like every
every single one,
villain in 7 movies. He's fought like every villain. So like I guess they have to step it up a notch. And of course, the target audience is your dad. So to everyone watching, listening, your dad. So it scares the shit out of him. So the stakes are even higher. But for me, it doesn't. I don't. It's like Garrick. It's like a roll your eyes moment. Like, okay, whatever.
Sure.
The women in this film baffle me. Not that sounds really wrong when I just said it like out of like that. But
I was like upset for them all film.
Yes. I was like, why are we just all on Ethan Hunt right now? Like, what's with Ethan Hunt, man? This guy's getting old. And I know Ilsa is like a prominent character for Ethan.
Yeah.
But it was a strange like little little romantic montage in between Rome and Venice, and like in between like the police chase scene and the club scene. There's like this small like 3-minute romantic montage, like
scene. Yeah. Just so they can give you the other rooftop scene later.
Yeah, like it just felt like did we what movie are we watching? I'm like, what? Why was this in here? And then like it's just a segue into the club scene, which I thought there was going to be a little bit more action there. Like I said, John Wick spoils us with club scenes. I thought that's where it was going. I thought maybe Tom Cruise about to beat somebody's ass to some like techno music, some dubstep, but no, he's just running. Again. Some of the new characters feel okay. I hope maybe in part 2 they get fleshed out more. The Alphabet Soup guys. I hope to see them maybe like stretch their legs out more in this second parter, but in this film they just kind of feel flat.
Sure.
They're just the chasers. You know what I mean? Yeah, like comic relief or just the chasers, like just there to be there to like I guess add to the stakes. I guess it just doesn't feel like it feels like their contribution was important because in this film everyone's chasing Ethan Hunt. He is a wanted man. He's a wanted man. And so the Alphabet Soup guys, there's like what? I guess there's a bounty on him, and they have to bring him into their superiors. but it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like, oh, like they're gathering info on Ethan, or like, you know, like trying to try to get a step ahead. They're just a step behind, like all the time. And Ethan and the IMF crew aren't even doing that much to like get a step ahead. Like they're just, yeah, simple, write a code, and you know, I'm another person. I'm in another area. Like it felt so easy, and I guess that's, you know, since Ethan Hunt is just a fucking world class like super spy, I guess he could get away with that. But it just doesn't feel. They don't feel impactful. Like he gets bailed out by the plot. Ethan gets bailed out by the plot like all the time. So I mean, I wish it would. I guess my problem with those two is I wish maybe they could lean into one or the other. Like, are they a super serious thing to worry about, or is there just like some comic relief, like running with their chicken, like chicken running with their head cut off type thing? You know what I mean? Like some Stooges, right? But they just teeter this line, and I'm like, do something, please. I'm getting bored. You're getting forgetful by the scene. Yeah, that's my top level thoughts.
Okay. Well, I had a lot of fun with this movie. I had a fucking lot of fun with this movie. Okay, like
there we go.
Here's the deal. It's definitely not my favorite of the series. It's definitely not. That is still to this day Rogue Nation. That one was fucking phenomenal. And the villain in this being the Entity, also aka slash guy who kills his wife in the first movie, was an interesting take. But that actor has since garnered a lot more popularity than he had back in the day, and I felt like it was right to finally have a good bounce back to his character. So that was pretty cool too. However, most everything you guys found disruptive or halting in your experience is I can confirm was a weird self-sacrificed self-aware meta choice, because the alphabet guys are in this movie to make fun of the fact that they spent the past 3 movies having Ethan being chased by the government. They're literally just the residual leftovers of him being chased because he got disavowed for 2 movies. The action stuff, I agree. I actually feel like the action choreography and stuff in this movie was honestly just not nearly as fun as it was in the prior films. I mean, like we had like historically one of the best. I got you, Garrick. One of the best action scenes ever with Tom Cruise and Henry Cavill getting their asses beat in a bathroom, like over in I think it was Ghost Protocol. And that was like one of the best. That was Fallout. One of the best fucking ever. And we've come down to this. Like, Fallout was the last movie that we got out of Mission Impossible, and there's not really any action sequences in this that stand out to me. Even though they had like the girl who plays Mantis in this movie, and she's supposed to be this like super aggressive, like, I don't know, fucking like
character.
Yeah, like
super aggressive.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna be bigger.
Yeah, like it just, I don't know, like that choice irked me a bit, but everything else about this movie seemed fun.
The thing that happens with her character near the end is like the only thing that I'm just like, fucking maybe. We might get some cool shit in the next one, because like I found her character interesting. But like with your choreography thing, and maybe this was just another me thing, but I felt like it was the choreography and the music was really weird together.
Yeah, they had some weird music choices in this for sure.
Like the bridge sequence was like I found myself listening listening to the things separately and watching it separately, because they didn't like mesh, if that makes sense. Like I was just like, this is catching my ear in like a weird way that it's like drawing my ear away from like the visuals of the scene.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. That's fair. I feel like that's fair. Analyzation on that. For me though, the stunt pieces were great enough to make up for a lot of the lack of action set pieces. So we got a really fucking fun car chase in this movie. The entire train sequence is great. Like there's a lot of stuff that this movie does that was very just kind of like, this is fucking sweet. Like we haven't gotten train sequence like we have gotten train sequences like this, but not like this. Like the entire, like I was on the edge of my seat during the entire ending of that like train sequence thing, where they're going car to car, you know, and I was like, this is fucking cool, dude, like, because I actually like started to feel like, okay, like maybe something bad could happen here, and that's when like the Mission Impossible movies do what they do best, is when you actually feel like the stakes can be taken a little bit seriously, which goes to my not enjoying the villain as much as I wish I had. The past like 3 movies, we've kind of been getting creeped up on by this guy named Solomon Lane. And he is like one of the best movie villains ever. Easily one of the best spy movie villains ever. And going from that to this, was whiplashing for me, because I was like, I don't find this thing as intimidating as everyone else in the movie seemed to think that this thing was, because, and even the guy that's supposed to be representing the thing wasn't nearly as intimidating as Solomon Lane was in the prior like few movies, where Solomon Lane was like super smart and he was intimidating because he was always 5 steps ahead of the IMF and was causing fucking problems all the time, and like they thought they got him, and well, come to find out they fucking don't, right? And now he's got a bomb in 3 places and you have to find the bombs. It's fucking insane, dude. But like this guy was just kind of like there to just like dick swing for this thing that can't physically dick swing, so it like has a guy dick swing for it. I didn't understand like a lot of that.
Yeah.
And then I also didn't understand too like how he even had any relation to the thing until they showed one 3-second scene 2/3 of the way through the movie where he comes out of this box thing and takes off this headpiece, and you're like, oh, that's how it happens, right? So it's like
I still don't understand that scene, by the way.
He's being controlled by, like, mentally he's being controlled by the thing because he's uploading it to his noggin, you know, like that's how it's, because he takes off this headpiece thing and he's like in the little box thing. You're like, oh, okay, cool. So I get it. Like the entity is entitying, but it was just lame to me. It was just like, I was just kind of like, that's not fun. Like I want like a James Bond villain, you know what I mean? Like I want the villain that's like intimidating because he knows you better than you know you, not because he's like everywhere and then doesn't do anything with it. Like I was hoping when we find out that like, oh, the entity is this thing, that was gonna be like that one movie with Shia LaBeouf, Eagle Eye or whatever it is.
Oh yeah,
you remember that movie where like he's like his brother's fucking dead because he was fucking around with some shit and found out, you know what I mean? And then like now Shia LaBeouf's getting chased by like this fucking AI computer thing, and it like is fucking with them because it can control everything because it's an AI computer. That's not what this is. It can't control it controls everything, but it doesn't control everything. Like it's like actively choosing not to like be that much of a problem. DJ Go.
And for the guy to get duped the way he did, you know what I mean? Like that shit felt so unsatisfying. I'm like, really?
There was just like most of my issues with this movie had nothing to do with Ethan, with the IMF, with the action stuff. Even the comedy fucking hit for me because I was like, you fools. You know what I mean? Like all the jokes that they had in this was classic Mission Impossible comedy, right? Like they're making fun of the fact that it's a spy movie, and that's fucking great. I love when they do that shit. My problem with this was the villain was fucking lame. It was so fucking lame, man. Like they could have done so much more with this villain that would have actually felt like, oh shit, he really is. Like, oh, he's fucking shit up, dude. Who would have thought Fast and the Furious would have had a better AI enemy than fucking Mission Impossible, dude? Like, you fucking kidding me? Like it's just, oh, he was so frustrating. But again, the action set pieces, even though they lacked, the stunt stuff was great. There was some choices that they made that were very, very self-aware, like the running thing. They kind of like wholeheartedly make fun of that in and of itself, with the scene where it pans up and he's like running in the background. And he's like, oh, where's he at? And he's like,
the guy's just out of breath,
like little choices they make like that always make the Mission Impossible movies fun. It's just, I am holding out hope that part 2 scales up, because this movie felt smaller in scale than Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, and Fallout altogether. Like there was some cool stunt stuff, but it wasn't big. Like none of it was big. You know what I mean? Like every single Mission Impossible movie has a scene that's kind of like, oh, that was fucking tight, right? Like one thing to take away from that movie that was like, that was it. I'm going to remember that every time I think of Mission Impossible.
I was waiting for that all movie long, and I didn't feel like I got it.
Yeah. It doesn't happen in this movie. It doesn't happen.
I was waiting for like an incredible stunt, and the best one was still the one you saw in the trailer.
In the trailer with the bike and the cliff thing, right? And that's kind of it.
That really is the best stunt. And that's a cool fucking stunt, don't get me wrong. But we go to the movies a lot. You know how many times I'd seen that fucking stunt before that movie, like before I watched it? Like over a dozen times.
He climbs the Burj Khalifa. Like he literally climbs the Burj Khalifa with fucking mag gloves. Like just fucking going up. And that was a big ass stunt.
Well, we just saw this stunt at a bigger scale the last movie, where they filmed him actually skydiving from a cargo plane with Henry Cavill, and they like edited this fucking huge storm and stuff like that. That was dope as shit in the last fucking movie. They did that in this at half the size, if even that. Like you're gonna do that again from a mountainside, and you think we're gonna be satisfied? Like, come on, guys. Like come the fuck on. You know what I mean? I don't know. I enjoy the Mission Impossible movies. This is gonna hit like fucking 4th place for me as far as like favorites of the Mission Impossible franchise. It's not that high for me. There's definitely better Mission Impossible movies that I wish Garrick was sold by this movie enough to go watch, because I think Garrick would actually enjoy 4, 5, and 6. Enough
you
to
enjoyed
actually,
some of it.
I might go back and dabble. I think I'm definitely gonna skip 1 based off of literally everybody I've spoken to.
Yeah.
Says skip the first one. It's boring as fuck.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just gonna read a synopsis on that and then start at 2, and then we'll see where we go from there.
Yeah. Because like if you get to 4, dude, you're like, oh yeah, now you're invested. Dude, you fucking.
I went I went
even
and watched
3
Extraction
is pretty
on
good.
Ernell's recommendation. So
the villain in number 3 is actually like amongst
really
Mission
good.
Impossible fans is like one of the best villains of the whole franchise. They match him up with Solomon Lane as like potential best villain for the entire franchise. So maybe start with 3 and work your way through. Number 2 is okay, but like there's
number
not,
2 is like
number 2 is super
it's the middle
grounded,
child, dude.
Yeah,
it's the middle child of the trilogy, the first 3. So it's like it's better than number 1. Watch it now.
Yeah. I mean, like they were starting to figure. They found out like what they were wanting to do, and they kind of like worked their way into it or whatever. So like it was fine, but like I don't know, man. There's something about this movie that bummed me out, but also like was just generally a fun time. I mean, like all the Mission Impossible movies, I have a good time in some way or another watching it, because it's purposefully corny in so many ways. And Tom Cruise, like you can just tell he has a good time making this fucking movie, because he just gets to kind of like be just a smidgen meta. Like he can be self-interested and meta at the same time, and that's like funny as shit to me, where like Tom Cruise gets to make a spy movie about Tom Cruise, and he gets to like fulfill this like fantasy that he had when he was a child, but he also kind of gets to make fun of himself for it by saying like, I'm like a really, really good spy, but like I also like don't really like want to be doing this. Like it's pretty funny how they handle it. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like this movie was, in comparison to the other Mission Impossibles, it was fine. It was fine, and that's okay. The Fiat 500 scene was
That funny.
killing me though. That shit was funny
was
as
gold.
shit. That was fucking good, man. That was a good part of this movie, I'll tell you what. Because everything about that, I really thought they were gonna like start it and then like have the moment where we can like giggle a little bit, and then it was gonna be serious again. They let it play itself out, and I was like,
Dude,
okay, cool,
thing,
cool. I'm here for
roll
that.
down the stairs, and they're like, "What?" Even I was just like, "How did that happen?"
I feel like with Grace, it was funny. Or I forgot the actor's name who plays Grace.
Captain Carter.
Captain Carter.
So Rebecca Ferguson.
Yeah, I was like, that's not Rebecca Ferguson. I felt like some of her reactions are like actually genuine.
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah, I felt like her reactions were genuine because like Tom loves to do his own stunts, and I'm pretty sure convinced her to do the stunts with him. So I'm pretty sure most of her reactions were actually genuine terror and like like just freaking out.
Probably.
Like I'd say like 30% of it, and then like the other like 70% is like pure acting.
Yeah. 30% of those "Are you okays" are unscripted. Actually, he's just
you good? Goddamn!
You okay? You're good? You want to keep going?
We gotta do another take after this. Like,
Griffin Chats says Mission Impossible 2 is the only one worth watching. Not at all biased because it was filmed in Sydney. Sure. You know what I mean? Yeah. Sure. You know
That's the only one that exists in Sydney. It's the only Mission Impossible you can watch.
I love it, dude. Actually, I do want to talk about that for a second with the ladies of the movie. I very wholeheartedly agree. They are super underutilized and victimized and just like what have you in this fucking film for like no reason. Whoa. Okay, hold on. I gotta stop this right here. You're probably wondering, hey, what's going on, right? This is future Ernell. As you're listening to this episode, you're probably thinking, wow, this movie might actually be right up my alley. This movie might be actually everything that I've ever wanted it to be. Unfortunately, DJ says something here that I'm stopping you from hearing. Major spoiler for this movie. Just major spoiler. He made a boo-boo, what one would call a mistake, right? A mistake. He made an honest mistake here. He catches himself. He says the thing. He catches himself. He says, shit, what did I do? You know what I mean? What did I do? How have I done this? You know what I mean? But if we look at the definition of mistake, okay, the definition of mistake, a noun, an action or judgment that is misguided or wrong, right? Misguided being the correct term here. Genuinely misguided, this boy. I tell you what. He came into this just hot to trot, ready to go, and fumbled the ball. You know what I mean? Fumbled the ball. It was fourth down, 2 yards left to go. He was just down 3 points, and just didn't have it. He just didn't have it in him. And so I'm here as the father of said podcast to let you know that I'm saving you. I'm saving you right now because if you want to see this movie, you might not have wanted to watch this episode live. I'm sorry. Do you know what I mean? I'm sorry. And as one It Xander says, who invited this kid? You know what I mean? Still to this day, I don't know. I have no answer for you. What I will say is that he won't do it again. Actually, I can't even promise that. I can't promise that anymore. DJ's he's just a fireball. You know, I mean, it's just, you know, kind of just goes where the wind takes him. And this time, it just so happened to take him the wrong direction. So I apologize. I apologize on behalf of DJ for letting this happen to you. Anyways, we'll let you continue, and this will be playing, right over the section of where he says the thing. So, anyways, here's to us fucking laughing our asses off at DJ's very pivotal mistake. Love you, bye.
Eyes like the most. Oh, sorry.
Oh no!
I'm so sorry. It's not spoiler free anymore. Can we edit that out? Can we edit that out?
Dude, that was just stream of consciousness, pure unfiltered. Whoopsie.
Can we edit that out?
I will cut that. Okay.
Sorry to live
for no reason. Just like we always do.
I know Griff is fucking dying right now, dude. He's fucking dying.
It's the fact that it wasn't until I caught myself that you guys realized what the fuck I just did.
Dude, that was so funny.
We were just like in a stream, and then I said whoops, and then you guys all process what I just said.
Let's go to an ad read.
Yeah, let's do that.
This piece of good Kraken content is brought to you by Glide mousepads. The world is changing, and the demand for PC gaming and work-from-home setups has never been as wild as it is right now. Having the best of the best in PC accessories only makes it easier to get your work done before you jump right back into the fray of the digital sea. And Glide knows exactly how to make it happen for you. Glide mousepads is the future industry leader in mousepads, offering beautiful, smooth, and waterproof products made with eco-friendly materials and non-slip rubber in a variety of sizes that are guaranteed to help you get the next win. Is your battle rug just looking a little crusty? Is the mouse just not as smooth as it used to be? Or are you just looking to get rid of that ergonomic mouse pad your grandma got you for Christmas? Well, then I think we have the mouse pad for you. You can go to glidemousepads.com right now and use code Kraken for 15% off the Founders Edition mousepad in every size available. Again, that's code KRAKEN, Kraken, for 15% off any Founders Edition mousepads today. Our next sponsor is Rogue Energy. Late nights are pretty much commonplace for us content creators, and any of us here at GK can attest that sometimes you're just too damn tired to even think about how not to be tired anymore. Lucky for us, though, Rogue has figured out how to give us those late nights and even earlier mornings the supercharge we all need. Rogue Energy is a low-calorie, no-sugar energy formula that is the perfect alternative to sugar-filled canned energy drinks and sodas. Every formula Rogue Energy produces is designed with optimal levels of high-quality ingredients and no chalky textures. Being the only gaming drink company in the world with 4 unique product lines to suit your task at hand, Rogue Energy strives to improve that in-game performance of gamers, streamers, and content creators everywhere. Look, I love this stuff. I've got 2 tubs at home right now. Your boy is drinking on some caramel vanilla latte in the mornings and sipping on some mango pineapple throughout the day. And if you are wondering how you can get these 2 dope flavors, well, I'm gonna tell you. You can head over to rogueenergy.com and use code GKRAKEN for 10% off your purchase on any shaker or formula tub of your choosing. That is GKRAKEN for 10% off any shaker or formula tub of you'd like. And now, back to your regularly scheduled Good Kraken content.
Oh man, what a funny ad read.
What a great ad read. That was a funny one. Boys, let's get to the good stuff here. Garrick, should people see this movie right away? And what is your rating of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1?
I would imagine if you were a fan of the franchise, you're probably going to enjoy this movie. Discluding our personal opinions, I will say, just if you want just like a third party, like it's getting pretty good reviews, regardless of what we might, say about it or how we feel about it, because we are just one set of opinions, right? So I feel like if you're a fan of the franchise, you'll still probably enjoy it. I felt I felt the rich history of the characters in the film as somebody that's never watched it, but I also felt that there was enough just kind of going on in the film and just kind of keeping it plucking along that as somebody who's never seen a Mission Impossible, I kind of gathered the gravity of the situation and all the character connections, and I was like, all right, I'm caught up more or less with like how these characters kind of interact with one another, and I felt good about watching the film without the prior knowledge. So I will say that was really nice because 7 films deep, that's kind of rare, right? Like usually you got to have like a lot of prior knowledge, which I did not possess, and I had a really good time. But if you're not like a fan of Tom Cruise's films, like specifically, you're probably not gonna like this. I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's very Tom Cruise,
but
yeah.
it is a very, very Tom Cruise film. But I actually quite like his body of work, regardless of like what I might feel about him personally. I think he's a great actor, and I think he's probably like one of the best stuntmen to ever live. And from that, like, and for that alone, like, I always find it very entertaining to watch his work. Yeah, like that's kind of my opinion on. I know that's like a long-winded. Should you see it?
Yeah, sure.
There's a lot going on in this movie. With that being said, I had fun with it. I felt like it was weird in some places, but I liked it enough that I'll probably go see the second one and hope it like, kind of ups the ante and levels up a little bit. This one gets a 7.5 for me.
All right. I like it. DJ, should people see it right away? And what is your score?
I agree with a lot of Garrick's points. I think don't laugh or you make me laugh.
Man, we got like 5 minutes left.
Anyways, okay. Back on my personal thoughts. I think if you've seen the previous Mission Impossible films, or if you're a fan of the series, or if you watched a couple, you haven't watched the latest ones, I think it's okay to jump back in at this point. It's not as stellar as the other movies in terms of set pieces and big stunts, but I think this movie still holds its own. And it's just a good movie, at its core. There's some things that we have opinions we gripe with, in terms of cinematography and the way some characters are handled, but all in all, the movie's still fun. So it's still a great experience. Me personally, I watched this on a broken projector in a movie because I accidentally booked the wrong ticket, like into the wrong like auditorium. So like I was basically watching this movie in like standard definition basically. And
what?
On a bad projector, yeah. Like when the lights dim down, like the picture's more clear. Imagine it not being clear. And imagine you pick the seat pretty far from the screen. So
it's crazy. It's like you saw things that didn't actually happen in the movie. Yeah, it's
it could have been interpreted differently from where I was sitting.
Yeah, everyone died. Yeah.
But it was still an enjoyable experience. It makes me want to go back and it makes me want to go back and watch the other ones. I want to possibly want to go back and watch 3 onward, and catch myself up before I see part 2. But I just hope that part 2 hits where it's supposed to, because I think this film right here, it's like this is our jumping off point, and I hope part 2 slams the fucking target whenever it gets here. I would like to give this film a 7 out of 10.
All right, I like it, my friend. I am praying that this movie was just set up for something bigger that they have planned and locked and loaded for the next one, because I really need that. I really need that from the next movie. This one was fine. Like I had. I have a thought that if you're a fan of Mission Impossible movies, you could potentially have a good time with this one. I, as a longtime Mission Impossible fan, felt that it was lacking a lot of things that we have gotten prior, and that might leave a sour taste in your mouth a little bit. But it has everything that we love from Mission Impossible. It just doesn't have it to the extent that we want it to have it in. And if you're expecting it to go into this thinking that you're going to get another Mission Impossible Fallout or Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, it's not. That's not what it is. We've kind of come down, boiled things down a little bit more, kept it a little bit more simple, and now I'm hoping that we'll go to the next one and things will be bombastic. Well, like, we're gonna get Tom Cruise in fucking space, just like Fast and Furious. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. That's what I want next. And hopefully you'll feel the same way after you watch this movie. So with that said, I am wholeheartedly going to give this movie a 7 out of 10 as well. I think that this it's fine. It's good because it's Mission Impossible, but it's fine. Like, it's a fine movie. You know what I mean? Yeah. I feel like a 7 is fitting for me. So, I guess that puts us, since we have majority towards 7, I'll lean us towards the 7 category. So, 7.0 out of 10 from us here in Good Kraken. Nobody dies in this movie. It's crazy. Yeah, everyone lives to
the stakes are so low. No one.
Yeah, no stakes at all. Actually, just potatoes. It's crazy.
You guys think that Tom Cruise
dies at the fucking end though? Crazy as hell.
Nuts, dude. Yeah, just the way he dies.
You guys think Tom Cruise?
Not Ethan Hunt. Like Tom Cruise just dies.
He dies literally in IRL. Yeah, he just dies. Yeah.
Griff brought up a good point. Referring to Jackie Chan, do you think Tom Cruise is our Jackie Chan, like American Jackie Chan? You think that, like, that's our equivalent?
I have a very simple. I love Jackie Chan as a stuntman, but my simple argument to this is Tom Cruise hasn't broken all of his bones because he's simply been good enough to not break all of his bones.
True. So technically, Tom Cruise is better.
I think. Hold
I'm
on.
only basing it off of that.
Hold on.
I do love me some Jackie Chan though.
I think, Griff makes a point. Jackie Chan is our Jackie Chan. I think that Jackie Chan breaking his bones as much as he has is a testament to how much better he is than Tom Cruise, because he's done more stunts. He
sacrificed his life.
More stunts than ratio-wise, doubling the amount of risk.
Do you think people are trying to worship Tom Cruise like we do Jackie Chan, or is it like?
Oh no, nobody worships Tom Cruise.
I gotta be honest. If I had to pick between watching a Jackie Chan film though and a Tom Cruise film, I'm gonna choose the Jackie Chan film every time.
100 times over. Yeah, 100
times
over.
Well, man, we should. Do we have a movie of both of them together at their peak? Like that'd be crazy.
Tom Cruise v Jackie Chan. Holy shit.
Jackie Chan, like early 2000s, like if they ever met, like to do a movie.
We can't get. We're not allowed to get that yet. We're not allowed to get that yet because we have yet to actually get Jackie Chan v Jet Li. Like, we got them both in a couple of movies together, but they didn't have a fight scene against each other. That was to the scale that we wanted to be at, right? That's when I'll be happy. Like, neither of them are allowed to die. We're never gonna get it. We're never gonna get it. Jet Li has like some sort of disease that's like
Jackie Chan's old as fuck. He can't act.
Jackie Chan's old as fuck. People are trying to cancel him. Like it's like there's a whole fucking slew of things. We're gonna get Jason Statham fighting Jackie Chan sooner than we'll ever get Jackie Chan and Jet Li, man. Unfortunately.
Wow, that'd be a mismatch pair.
Yeah, it would. That'd be a very.
Want to go like Keanu Reeves and Jason Statham?
You guys see that Expendables trailer? The Expendables 4? Can you all believe that shit's happening?
I did. No,
it looks like it was developed during COVID.
Devin somewhere is excited.
Somewhere.
I'm only excited to see how bad it flops. That's all I'm excited.
I can't believe that they made it worse. Like how do you every movie?
It looks like a Netflix original.
Downgrade.
It looks like a Netflix original movie before they started making money. Like that's what it looks like. It looks like it was filmed during COVID.
every movie, well, it was, but every movie of the Expendables has added more and more action stars to it, and this like took out half of them.
Gutted.
They're like, if you want to, they're just gone.
You're gonna get 50 Cent.
We have 50.
Hey, we get Fitty. Curtis Jackson, dude.
Curtis fucking Jackson making a joke about Curtis Jackson in the movie about the whole like "don't shoot me in the face," you know what I mean? Like the okay, really? And I know that's Sylvester Stallone's fucking fault. I know it's his goddamn fault. There's no way, man. Like you're telling me y'all.
It's hilarious that he's been on this like great run, like with his shows at least. Like, I mean, he makes this. He goes on to make this.
I
like,
can't believe that they are making 4 fucking of these movies. Like, I can't believe that shit, dude. Anyways, Griff, I
thought they peaked with Chuck Norris. I thought they peaked with that.
Dude, that's what I'm talking about, man. Griff, I will camp out at the cinema for a week just to make sure I don't miss the Expendables 4. And this has been the Kraken podcast. Wait, I gotta talk about
no
the
one's died yet.
Our schedule for the rest of this week. Just tomorrow night we got Splash Damage, our multiplayer gameplay stream, and we're playing Exoprimal.
Fuck yes, we are.
Technically, brand new game. We're playing the fuck out of this game. It's gonna be us 3.
Technically, it literally comes out tomorrow. It's a brand new game.
It's a brand new game. Devin will not be here because he works like a nerd. So it's gonna be us 3 getting our EXO on. You know what I'm saying? Get our EXO on. I gotta do my studying tonight. I gotta find out what EXO suit I want. I didn't realize there was gonna be so many.
I'm going in blind.
Oh, you're going in blind? Oh, shit.
Oh, I've already looked at all the suits. I already have like which ones. I have my preferences picked out.
It's gonna be you two.
Dude, you can. I mean, based off of the gameplay trailers, you could like even swap suits like in a mission. It looked like.
Oh, you can swap suits. Oh,
so like we'll see. Like, but I can't confirm that. I haven't played it. That's just what it appeared to me when I played. I'm very excited to play this game.
I'm gonna play Garrick, and I'm gonna complain when I can't switch suits. Like Garrick told me you can switch suits, Garrick. Come on!
This is a quality of life feature I didn't know I was going to be getting, and you said I was going to have it, and now it's not here, and I'm pissed.
Call the devs right now, Garrick. I want this fixed.
Chase, we love you too, baby boy. We love you too.
Chase.
And we love all of you guys at home as well. Please let us know how you feel about Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Let us know if you've seen it already. Let us know if you want to see the second one. Comment below. Comment on Discord. Comment on Twitter.
Not a lot of running and not a lot of dying.
Nobody dies. Yeah, nobody dies in this movie. It's crazy. Yeah.
None.
But we're gonna die. This has been the Good Kraken Podcast, your choice for the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you wanted to hear. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 12 p.m. right here where nobody dies at twitch.tv/GoodKrakenShow. If you enjoyed the show, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics to the show. I fucking can't believe you, DJ. Get exclusive post-show content and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcasts and video services across the digital. See,
another free C.
You can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken with an exclamation mark and leaving a spoiler there. I mean a review. But until next time, my friends.
Nobody dies.
Nobody dies. Not a single person.
Not a single soul.
Not a single character.
Soul sacrifice.
Yeah, not one character in this movie dies. Bye.
Not at all.